Every single night while you sleep, your body runs a fat-burning program, not a metaphor. An actual biological system designed to pull stored fat from your belly and convert it to fuel. It runs automatically. It requires no effort from you. You do not have to do anything for it to work, except stop doing 7 things that are shutting it down before it can complete its work. 7 things most people do every evening thinking they are harmless. All of them are interrupting the most powerful, fat-burning window your body has. Stay with me because thing number 2 is the one most people defend the hardest. It feels moderate. It feels reasonable. It is blocking 73% of your overnight fat burning. Drop a comment right now. What time do you usually go to sleep? And what is the last thing you do before bed? Why overnight is the most powerful fat-burning window? 3 things happen during sleep that cannot happen any other time. Growth hormone releases. 70% of your daily growth hormone output happens during deep slow-wave sleep. Growth hormone specifically targets visceral fat, the dangerous fat wrapped around your organs. It converts it to fuel while you rest. Cortisol falls to its daily floor. The fat storage signal is at its weakest point of the entire 24-hour cycle. Insulin falls to its lowest level of the day. Fat cells are maximally open. They are releasing stored fatty acids into your bloodstream to be burned. All 3 running simultaneously, for hours, while you do nothing. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found the following. Simultaneous low insulin, low cortisol, and peak growth hormone during sleep produced significantly higher overnight fat oxidation, higher than any waking metabolic state measured. This is the most powerful fat-burning window your body has access to. And 7 things are shutting it down every single night. Thing number 1, eating dinner too late. This is the most common way overnight fat burning gets blocked. You eat dinner at 8 or 9 p.m., you go to sleep at 11 p.m., 2 hours between last bite and sleep. Feels like plenty of time. Here is what is actually happening. After a meal, insulin rises to clear glucose from your blood. That rise takes 2 to 3 hours to fall back below the threshold where growth hormone can release. When you eat a dinner late and sleep 2 hours after, insulin is still elevated when you close your eyes. Growth hormone cannot release while insulin is elevated. The overnight fat burning window does not open. You sleep 8 hours. Your body burns almost no fat during them. 8 hours of lying still. 0 fat burning. Because dinner arrived too late. A study published in Endocrine Reviews found the following. Late eating was independently associated with elevated insulin at sleep onset. Nocturnal growth hormone secretion was significantly suppressed. Fix: 3 hours minimum between last meal and sleep. If you sleep at 11 p.m., dinner must be done by 8 p.m. That gap allows insulin to fall low enough for growth hormone to release. 3 hours. That is the entire intervention. Now here is the thing most people defend hardest. Thing number 2. Drinking alcohol in the evening. A glass of wine with dinner. Maybe 2. It feels moderate. It feels like you deserve it after the day you had. Here is what it is actually doing to your overnight fat burning. Your liver treats alcohol as a priority toxic substance. When alcohol is present, your liver stops all other metabolic processes to clear it first. Not reduces them. Stops them, including fat metabolism. For every hour your liver spends processing alcohol, it is not burning stored fat. And there is a second mechanism running simultaneously. Alcohol directly suppresses growth hormone secretion during sleep, not reduces it, suppresses it. A study published in Alcoholism Clinical and Experimental Research found the following. Alcohol consumed in the evening suppressed overnight fat oxidation by up to 73%. Growth hormone secretion was significantly reduced compared to the same evening without alcohol, 73%. Not a rounding error. 3/4 of your overnight fat burning capacity blocked from a moderate amount of evening drinking. Fix: if you drink, finish at least 3 hours before sleep. If you sleep at 11 p.m., stop drinking by 8 p.m. at the latest. Partial clearance before sleep onset allows growth hormone to release with less suppression. And when you skip alcohol entirely on most evenings, the overnight window opens fully. Now, here is the thing that feels like a small sacrifice but has an outsized cost. Thing number 3, sleeping less than 7 hours. You sleep 6 hours most nights. You feel okay. You function. You have adapted to it. Here is what that adaptation is costing you. Growth hormone releases in pulses throughout the night. The largest pulse happens in the first deep sleep cycle. Subsequent pulses happen in later cycles. Each hour of sleep you cut eliminates one of those pulses. 6 hours of sleep means you lost at least 1 to 2 growth hormone pulses. Less growth hormone, less overnight fat burning. And there is a second cost that compounds the first. Sleep deprivation increases ghrelin the following day. You are hungrier. You crave higher calorie foods. You eat more. You create a caloric surplus that overrides whatever fat burning did occur overnight. You are undoing the fat burning and replacing it with fat storage. In the same 24-hour period, a study from the University of Chicago found the following. Participants sleeping 5.5 hours lost 55% less fat than those sleeping 8.5 hours on identical calorie-restricted diets. Same food, same deficit. 55% less fat lost from sleeping less. Fix 7 to 9 hours every single night. Not an average, not a target for weekdays only. Every night. Each night of short sleep is a night of suppressed fat burning that cannot be recovered later. Now here is the thing that resets the entire overnight clock at the worst possible moment. Thing number 4, eating dessert or snacking after dinner. Dinner is done. You feel satisfied. Insulin is beginning its descent. Then dessert arrives. Ice cream. A square of chocolate. A handful of something from the cupboard. Just something small to finish the evening. Here is the specific damage that small thing does. Insulin that was falling toward its sleep onset threshold spikes again. The clock resets. It now takes another 2 to 3 hours from the dessert for insulin to fall low enough for growth hormone to begin. If you eat dinner at 7 p.m. and dessert at 8:30 p.m., the growth hormone window may not open until well past midnight. You have lost hours of overnight fat burning from one post-dinner snack. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found the following. A high glycemic dessert consumed 60 minutes after dinner delayed the return of insulin to baseline by an average of 3.2 hours. 3.2 hours of overnight fat burning. Gone. From one dessert. Fix: nothing after dinner except water, plain tea, or black coffee. If the craving for something sweet after dinner is strong, eat it during the meal itself. The insulin spike happens within the meal context and does not separately reset the overnight clock. That one repositioning of when you eat the sweet thing changes the entire overnight hormonal outcome. Now here's the thing that delays a different clock entirely. Thing number 5. Using screens before sleep, phone in bed. TV until you fall asleep. Laptop on the couch until your eyes give up. This one feels like unwinding. It is not unwinding biologically. Here is the mechanism. Your retina contains specialized photoreceptors that read blue wavelength light as daylight. When your brain receives daylight signal, it suppresses melatonin production. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone. It is the coordinator of the overnight hormonal cascade. When melatonin is delayed, growth hormone release is delayed with it. The entire overnight fat-burning program starts later, runs for fewer hours, burns less fat. And there is a second mechanism. Stimulating screen content keeps cortisol elevated. News, social media, conflict, drama. All of it activates your threat detection system. Elevated cortisol at sleep onset directly suppresses growth hormone. Two mechanisms, both blocking the same overnight fat-burning window, both from the same habit. A study published in PNAS found the following. Blue light exposure in the evening suppressed melatonin onset by 1.5 hours. Slow wave sleep was significantly reduced. 1.5 hours of delayed melatonin. 1.5 hours of compressed fat-burning window. Every night. Fix: screens off 60 minutes before intended sleep time. Not when you feel tired. 60 minutes before your planned sleep. Replace with reading a physical book, stretching, conversation, or anything without a screen. Now, here is the thing that physically prevents the body from entering the deep sleep where fat burning happens. Thing number 6. Sleeping in a warm room. Your bedroom is warm, comfortable, the way you like it. Here is the problem. Your core body temperature must drop 1 to 2 degrees Celsius to enter deep, slow-wave sleep. This temperature drop is not optional. It is a physiological requirement for the sleep stage where growth hormone releases. When your room is too warm, your body cannot make this temperature drop efficiently. Deep sleep onset is delayed. Deep sleep is shallower. Growth hormone pulses are smaller and shorter. The fat-burning window runs at reduced capacity. All night. Every night. A study published in Diabetes found the following. Sleeping in a room cooled to 66 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 month increased brown adipose tissue activity by 42%. Insulin sensitivity improved measurably. Metabolic rate at rest increased from room temperature alone. Same sleep duration. Cooler room. Measurably more fat burning. Fix. Bedroom temperature between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. If you do not have air conditioning, a fan directed at your body accomplishes the same physiological effect. Lighter bedding, a window open if the outside temperature allows. The goal is supporting the core temperature drop your body needs to enter deep sleep. That is where fat burning lives. And now for the final thing. This one blocks overnight fat burning at its hormonal source. And it is something happening entirely in your mind. Thing number 7. Stress and rumination before sleep. You lie in bed. Your mind is still running, replaying the conversation that went wrong, rehearsing tomorrow's difficult meeting, worrying about something unresolved. You cannot stop it. It just keeps going. Here is what that mental activity is doing to your overnight fat burning. Rumination activates your HPA axis. Cortisol rises in response to perceived threat, even when the threat is a thought, not a physical reality. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a real danger and a worry about tomorrow. Both produce the same cortisol response. Elevated cortisol at sleep onset directly suppresses growth hormone secretion. Growth hormone and cortisol are biological opposites. When one rises, the other falls. Cortisol elevated from bedtime rumination means growth hormone cannot peak properly during the first deep sleep cycle. The largest fat-burning pulse of the night is blunted before sleep even begins. A study published in Psychoneuroendocrinology found the following. Bedtime cognitive arousal, defined as racing thoughts and worry before sleep, significantly elevated overnight cortisol. Growth hormone secretion was measurably reduced. Fix. Interrupt the rumination cycle with a specific pre-sleep practice. 5 minutes of writing down tomorrow's priorities before getting into bed. Your brain stops trying to hold those tasks in active memory because they have been externalized. Rumination decreases. Cortisol begins falling. The overnight cascade can start on schedule. Additionally, 5 minutes of slow breathing in bed. 4 seconds in through your nose. 6 seconds out. This directly activates your vagus nerve and reduces bedtime cortisol measurably within minutes. Your mind quiets because your nervous system has received a genuine signal that it is safe to rest. 7 things. All of them stopping the same overnight fat-burning program. None of them feeling particularly harmful. All of them adding up to a body that never burns the fat it is designed to burn every single night. Thing 1. Late dinner keeps insulin elevated at sleep onset and prevents growth hormone from releasing at all. Thing 2. Evening alcohol suppresses overnight fat oxidation by up to 73% through 2 simultaneous biological mechanisms. Thing 3. Less than 7 hours of sleep eliminates growth hormone pulses and makes you hungrier the following day, compounding the damage. Thing 4. Post-dinner dessert or snacking resets the insulin clock and delays the fat-burning window by an average of 3.2 hours. Thing 5. Screen use before sleep delays melatonin by 1.5 hours and compresses the overnight growth hormone window by the same amount. Thing 6. A warm bedroom prevents the core temperature drop required for deep, slow-wave sleep, reducing growth hormone pulse size and overnight fat-burning capacity. Thing 7. Bedtime rumination elevates cortisol at the exact moment it needs to be lowest, directly suppressing the growth hormone that drives overnight fat burning. Here's what I want you to understand before you close this. Your body is not broken. Your metabolism has not turned against you. Every single night, your body is attempting to run the same fat-burning program it has always been designed to run. 3 hormones working together. Growth hormone pulling from visceral fat. Low cortisol allowing fat cells to release. Low insulin keeping fat cells open. All of it automatic. All of it requiring nothing from you. Except that you stop interrupting it. You have been interrupting it. Not because you are doing something wrong. Because nobody told you where the interruptions were. Now you know. Stop one thing tonight. Just one. Come back in a week and tell me what changed. Which of these 7 surprised you most? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. If this changed how you think about what your body is doing while you sleep and what you have been doing to stop it, subscribe to What Science Reveals. Real science explained clearly every single week. And if you want to see how sleep habits and evening habits connect to everything we covered today, those videos are right here. See you in the next one.